to the Real Estate Corner. I'm your host with the Real Estate Corner. We've got a great show on hand tonight. We're going to be talking about commercial properties, commercial leasing specifically. So you might want to tune into this show. You might want to get your pencil and paper out. The numbers here are 281-837-2222. My guest is Miss Guillory. She's here in the studio with us. You may have seen her on all these shows that she does. She's doing me a favor tonight. So we've invited her in to talk about commercial real estate. This is her wheelhouse. My name is Shad Bogany. I'm host of the Real Estate Corner. I'm here every Tuesday from 6:15 to 7:15. You can listen to us on 96.9 FM or 1360 AM, or you can go to the Real Estate Corner, www.realestatecorner.info, and you can list streaming audio. Now you can catch us on Iconic TV every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. 9 a.m. And then Sunday, we do 8 p.m. on Iconic TV. The numbers again are 281-837-2222. My name is Shad Boggan. This is the longest running radio show on real estate in the city. In this country, I've been told, being on the air now for 28 years, talking real estate. So let's talk a little bit about our sponsors. Our sponsors tonight are American Title, 5802 Val Verde, American Title. We've also got UHOP loan for Prosperity Bank. Best home loan on the market is the loan at Prosperity Bank, UHOP. And that's 1-844-YOUHOPP, UHOP. And we've got our new program with the Protection Plan membership. You guys, if you're thinking about buying a home, you need to sign up for this program. This is an excellent program. If you're just thinking about protecting your family, this is a great program. With it, it is services that restore everything from credit to traveling, everything. And then it's a membership. So another one of our new sponsors on the program. The numbers again, 281-837-2222. Couple of things I'd like to talk about. Last week, we did a best of show. I was in Chicago. I happened to be the chair of MLS for the National Association of Realtors. I'm also on the Emerging Technology Committee, and I will be chairing that committee next year for the National Association of Realtors. So we had a meeting, and the MLS, the Multiple Listing Service, is where you see houses where a realtor goes to look at houses. And so I was there, so I hate to miss the show. Next week, we're going to have an attorney here, and we're going to be talking about real estate law, the rules and do's and don'ts and do's of real estate law. Real estate is law. Real estate is politics. And so we're going to have that show next week, September 4th. The other thing I'd like to mention to you tonight is that, and as you drive home, you know, I've been talking about this 3.75% interest rate. They're almost out of money. Let me repeat this. This 3.75 interest rate is almost out of money. The current rate right now is 5.5 and up. So if you're sitting on the fence, you hadn't purchased a home, and this is for first-time home buyers, this money is available for you at 3.75% out there in the marketplace. So at this time, I'm going to bring on my guest, Miss Guillory with Guillory Real Estate Group. Miss, thank you for coming to the Real Estate Corner.
Thank you for having me on.
And I will tell you, you brighten up. You simply brought some beauty to this show, and thank you very much for coming. Wanted to talk a little bit about the commercial real estate business. So tell us what's going on with commercial real estate in Houston.
There is a lot going on. I know the last thing many people heard was how the oil and gas industry was just vacating and leaving a lot of spaces empty. But you'd be surprised at how we are continuing to grow in this sector.
Okay.
People are opening up small businesses. We are still building shopping centers, office buildings all over town.
So let's talk a little bit about commercial real estate. You know, tell us the difference between industrial, warehousing, retail, strip centers.
Right.
And you know, they've got this new thing where they're building buildings where your business is downstairs and you own the top.
Right.
What's going on?
There's a whole bunch of different property types when we work together. So the easy one is retail. I always tell my students, think about your favorite grocery store and then the small stores next to it. This is where you go do your retail shopping, your clothing and your goods. Office buildings, of course, all businesses are in one building, self-contained. And then you get to what you're talking about, combination office and retail, where people are not office and retail, excuse me, residential and retail. So there are stores downstairs, but right above it, people live. They live in their condos. So there's a whole bunch happening here that's new. And then, of course, you've got your warehouse. That really largely speaks to the kind of building it is. You're doing all kinds of mechanical and heavy stuff. Lots of electricity is needed for those properties. And then we've got business parks, which kind of look like, I hate to say it this way, but they look like long driveways with lots of roll-up doors, but people may have businesses inside of them.
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about commercial leasing. And I say this from the standpoint that a lot of businesses do not get representation when it comes to commercial leasing. So should you hire someone to represent you on a commercial lease?
Let's start with the obvious. Yes, you should, absolutely. The not so obvious is a person like me who looks like a very friendly and nice lady will lock you out of your suite if you have signed a lease with terms you can't live up to, period.
Because I will tell you, doing a little commercial leasing in my past, it is a situation where people don't understand all the little small writing.
Yes.
And they sign the lease, and then later they come to you as the property manager and want to make changes and don't understand. So it's really important that they get some representation.
Absolutely. Everything in the lease, I don't want to say it's hidden, so I'll just say it's hidden in plain sight. It is in your face. The language is not confusing. But if you don't read it, or you don't have someone with you representing you that knows how to read it, trust me, there's something in there that you are completely going to be caught off guard by.
Is the lease different for a strip center and an office building?
Those today are very close to one another. They're
Okay.
very close. Where it gets a little different is when you get into industrial and warehouse type properties, but yeah, they're very much the same.
The numbers here again are 281-837-2222. You're listening to the Real Estate Corner. We're here every Tuesday from 6:15 to 7:15. Guys, if you're looking for a title company to work with, you need to call American Title, Charlene Clancy and her group, Ron, Chandler, Eric. These guys do a great job. And as I've said over and over again, all title company fees are pretty much the same. The difference is the service. Her number is 713-784-0006. That's 713-784-0006. And as I've said over and over again, you should not buy any property without a title policy. I don't care if you're buying it from your mom, your dad, or Jesus drops by and wants to sell it to you. You don't buy property without a title policy, okay? So give her a call, 713-784-0006. Tell her you heard it on the Real Estate Corner. So, Misha, let's talk a little bit about strip leasing. A lot of business, and especially like in OST, which I'm glad to see the economic development there, but strip centers are coming up everywhere. Tell us a little bit about leasing a strip center. How does that work?
Okay, I'm going to call strip centers retail sometimes, so those are the same thing in our world. But when it comes to renting those, there are some caveats that a lot of people they glaze over. For example, you and I talked earlier about this, the air conditioning that services your suite, that's your air conditioning. When the thing breaks down and doesn't work anymore, you cannot call Mr. Landlord and say, I need a new unit. No, you can go get you another unit. And what's worse is when your lease is up and it's time to go, you can leave that thing right there on the roof. It is a fixture at that point. You are not allowed to take it with you. So unless you have that leasing agent with you to negotiate some alternative terms, that's one thing that catches almost everyone off guard.
Well, it caught me off guard. I was leasing a space down on Stella Link, and I'll never forget the air went out. I called him, and he started laughing. That's your space.
That's you.
Yeah, and
Yes.
so I learned then that leasing a strip center is a lot different than leasing an office building.
Yes.
In regards to that, because in an office building, your air is part of the deal.
It is. Almost everything's paid for.
All right.
You pay your share of it later. Yes.
All right. Now, we're going to be jumping back and forth between office building and leasing. So now we're going back to office building.
Okay.
People seem to believe that if their business is open on Saturdays and Sundays, they get air Saturdays and Sundays.
That's my favorite topic.
So how does that work?
Whew, well, how it works is you're going to get screwed if you don't understand this. The air conditioning stops at a certain hour of the day, Monday through Saturday. Sunday, it's not on at all. If you want to run it, you're going to pay an hourly rate. The question is, what's a good rate? So I usually run an example, and this is a real life tenant that I had years ago. She was paying $65 an hour for overtime air. She ran the air from 6p to 9p, Monday through Friday, so that's 3 hours a night. The number isn't scary when you look at it daily or weekly, but when I ran the numbers and showed her, you are paying $46,000 in air conditioning, you might as well have just gotten another lease somewhere.
Wow.
That's equivalent to a year of rent.
All right, we've got a caller on line one. Thank you, Jermaine. Jermaine Freeman's also helping me produce this show. Hi, you're on the air. Okay, how are you?
Hi, Chris.
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for listening to the show, Chris. What question do you have for my guest?
You ready? First of all, thank you for your service and thank you for your question today. You want to know what services are available for you as a potential tenant. The reality of what's happening in commercial real estate is landlords aren't even working with businesses directly anymore. So if you have a company, Shad Bogany LP or Shad Bogany LLC, for example, it doesn't matter. These landlords are asking Shad Bogany, the individual, to sign the lease, and he'll have to sign a personal guarantee. So your credit really does matter in commercial just like it does in residential now. And it wasn't that way a long time ago. So as far as programs that can help you, we don't operate like residential does. This is at the discretion of the landlord. So there, as far as I know, there's not a program there to help you get in.
Do you own a home, Chris? Okay. So, Chris, let me ask you a couple of quick questions. So, do you need, are you interested in trying to purchase a home or lease space? What's your goal right now? Okay, so this is the first thing you need to do. You need to call me off the air and let me put you with the lender. Are you 100% disabled? Okay, so what we need to do is take an opportunity to talk with you and sit down with you. There's some advantages for you. If you're 100% disabled, the VA normally tries to work with you to help you get a loan. You still gotta do some things. But they passed a couple of years ago that veterans that are 100% disabled do not have to pay any property taxes. So right off the bat, that's gonna help you. So what I need to do is put you with a lender that can work with you and help you. So what I would like for you to do is call me off the air, and this may not happen overnight, but at least we can get on the road to making it work for you and lay out a plan for you. Because being a disabled vet, the best loan anybody can have, and I agree with Misha, the best loan anybody can have is VA, and we really thank you for your service. So let's try to take advantage of those benefits that you've earned. And so give me a call off the air, and I'd love to talk with you and see if we can move you in the right direction as far as purchasing. 713-667-1000, 713-667-1000. And because we're taping the show, let me let the TV audience know Chris's question is that he has some credit issues. He's a veteran, like to purchase a home for him and his family. So Chris, give me a call. My number again is 713-667-1000. Thank you very much, Chris. And there are a lot of Chris's out there.
Absolutely.
There are a lot of Chris's out there. At this time, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with the Real Estate Corner. Let me give the numbers out again, 281-837-2222. That's 281-837-2222. I have Mish Guillory. Mish, how would people get in touch with you? And tell them a little bit, because you do a lot of things. You're You do a lot. So why don't you, and guys, if you've not seen Miss, she's also on the Isaiah Factor. And so if you watch Isaiah Factor, who just has an awesome show, and he drives it home hard, she's one of the guests all the time. Okay, so
As often as he lets me.
it lets you come in. So before we take a break, tell them how they can get in touch with you and tell them about your companies.
Really briefly, my number is 832-768-1711, and that is straight to me. And then I've got two companies. One is the Guillory Group Real Estate Firm. We can help you with commercial as well as residential. And I've also got the Guillory Group School of Real Estate, where we teach landlords, agents, tenants, the art of commercial leasing and how not to get taken advantage of.
All right, so if you've got a bunch of rent property out there and you want to learn how to deal with people because you've been watching that late night TV and you up there buying stuff everywhere and don't realize that there is work involved here, and well, you can go to her class and learn all the new laws. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with the Real Estate Corner. My name is Shad Bogdan. I'm here every Tuesday from 6:15 to 7:15, and I want to thank Ms. Guillory for coming into our studio, and we're going to continue to talk about commercial leasing and commercial property as a whole. Be right back with the Real Estate Corner. Thinking about buying or selling, real estate can be a very complicated process. Finding one, how much can you afford? Get survey, put a home on the market, review the net sheets, taxes, advice on financing, homestead exemptions, advice on insurance, what kind of mortgage, inspections, considering offers, negotiations, submitting an offer, how good are the schools, down payment assistance, title insurance, home warranties, closing costs, final walkthrough. These are the pieces of the puzzle of home ownership. I'm the person who helps put it together and the glue that keeps it together. Give me a call, Shad Bogdan. Welcome back to the Real Estate Corner. My name is Shad Bogdan. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to the Real Estate Corner. We're here every Tuesday from 6:15 to 7:15. If you're looking for a loan, guys, call Prosperity Bank 1-844-UHOP. Let me tell you why this loan is really good loan. 600 credit score, 100% financing, and no MI, mortgage insurance, which knocks off $200 off your monthly payment. No one has a loan as good as Prosperity Bank, and you heard it here on the Real Estate Corner. The numbers again, 281-837-2222. If you're driving home and you were hoping to get some gospel tonight, well, you're getting the gospel of real estate, and I have Miss Guillory here in the studio with us talking about commercial leasing. I wanted to cover this tonight, and the reason I wanted to cover it because they're entrepreneurs out there leasing space, renting, buying commercial buildings, renting buildings, or getting into things that they really shouldn't get into. I wanted her to talk a little bit about the strip center deal because that's huge. A lot of our businesses, coffee shops, community, the retail, the furniture,
shops,
all
cleaners,
everything's in a
daycares, all
strip
of it.
center.
Yeah.
Everything's in a strip center.
Yes, it is.
So we were talking earlier that they really need get space. So how do they go through the process of picking a leasing agent to work with?
And I want to add something to your list, by the way. The other group of people that this is for is people who are the entrepreneurs still operating out of the kitchen, at the house, looking to get out there in the world.
And I will tell you, I agree with you. You can't take your business to the next level until you get out your house, okay?
Out of the garage.
Yeah, so if you're hitting the ceiling working your business, it will not go to the next level until you get into a more professional, a more academic area where, and when I say academic, where you come to work every day.
You're brick and mortar.
And you're brick and mortar, and people see that you are a legit business.
There you go.
And I know some of you listening to me tonight, and you're saying, Shad, I work out of my house, and I'm doing extremely well. Well, just think what you could be doing if you were in
Your own space.
in your own
Exactly.
space. And so, anyway, Nisha, how do you go about picking a realtor?
I'll tell
or,
you first,
or
what you
leasing
don't
it?
do, you don't
Okay.
assume the person who helped you buy your house is able to help you get your commercial space.
Right.
That is one of the
I agree.
single biggest issues going on right now.
Okay.
And you all should know, behind the scenes, those people call me for help because they realize they got themselves into something they weren't
Right.
ready for. So what you want to do is you want to look potentially for designations like, you see their name, it'll say Shad Bogany, comma, and then you'll see something like CCIM or CRE, just certified commercial real estate practitioner. There's all kinds of things that you can see that tell you this is what they do. And then just ask a person straight out, what was the last commercial deal you did? Who was it for and how did it go? If they look you in the eye and they pause for a few seconds, you know they're about to make it up. No, they should be able to tell you off the rip who they've worked for and send you references, period.
Well, it's very similar, Misha, to working with somebody, your first-time home buyer, and you're looking for down payment assistance or some sort of program to help you take advantage of the first home that you purchase. And so we go to people that have no experience.
Right.
People, and I've said this on this show over and over, just because you got your real estate license doesn't mean you know what you're doing. Just as we all know people who went through driving school and got their driver's license and passed that test with that person in the car and can't drive. We all know.
I'm done.
So we now know that in real estate, it's the same way.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, and my other little comment is that it's like a box of chocolates. You don't know what you're gonna get until you bite into it. So it's really important. So when you don't call me about commercial real estate, I'm a residential guy. And so I know that one backwards and forwards. But what I will do is refer you to somebody who does know commercial real estate that I can trust and know that they'll take good care of you. Misha, by the way, give your number out again, and we're going to go into some topics I know people listening to us want to know about.
Okay, it's 832-768-1711.
Okay, so let's get into the triple net. I hear it is thrown out all the time, the triple net leasing.
Yes.
What in the devil is triple net leasing? And and I'm sure when I signed my lease, I did some triple net leasing too, but I didn't. I let somebody handle that for me. So
Okay.
tell us what triple net leasing, explain it to
It's
us.
not as daunting as people make it out to be. At the end of the day, there are two pools of money that landlords are interested in. One of them is base rent. That's their income. That's where they are making money. This is what they're charging you per square foot.
Okay.
But then the landlord has to pay the bills to have the landscaping done, repair the roof, have the little guy in the golf cart be the security man. And those expenses that everyone in the building gets to benefit from, he needs to get his money back for. That pool of money, which is his expense pool, is where triple net comes from. You are reimbursing the landlord for his expenses. So where do we get the triple? It's because there are three types of expenses you are reimbursing. One is for the common area maintenance, the roof, cleaning the parking lot, putting the lights up in the parking lot, that kind of thing. The second one is his tax bill on the property and the building. And the third thing is his bill for insurance for the property and the building. That's it. There's no mystery.
Okay, so that's what triple net leasing is. And is that a negotiable item with your landlord?
It is.
Okay.
It absolutely is negotiable, and you should ask him to prove where he got that number from. You ask for 3 prior years of billing.
Okay, so how does he go about, well, maybe I'm not going to ask that question, Misha. What I'm going to ask you is, when do you pay that triple net leasing? Okay, I think that's more important.
There you go. Triple net gets paid in a couple of different ways.
Okay.
You will pay a bill every month along with your base rent.
Okay.
So triple net can be, let's just say, 45 cents a square foot, in addition to the $1 in base rent per square foot. So in effect, you are paying $1.45 per month per square foot. However, there's this little teeny tiny thing called a CAM reconciliation. What that says is this: I've been billing you based on an estimate. This is what I thought I was going to spend to run this property. Then Hurricane Harvey came through. my bills went through the roof because I had to resod the grounds. I had to, fix the flooring again. And because my insurance deductible was so high, I paid for that out of my pocket. So guess what you're going to do? You, Mr. Tenant, are going to reimburse me. And I have the right to do that and ask you for additional money.
All right. We're talking with Miss Guillory, the Guillory Group, and she's here in the studio with us, and she's giving us some insight. She's peeling the onion back so people can get an idea of what's going on with commercial leasing, because entrepreneurships is rising. There are more black businesses in this city than any other city, and that goes for Atlanta too.
Impressive.
Yeah, that goes for Atlanta too, because everybody thinks that's the enclave,
the Mecca, right.
But when you run the numbers, all I'm telling you, there are more black businesses here and minority businesses in this city than any place else. So she's giving you some information on the leasing side. The numbers here again are 281-837-2222. And guys, if you've got a residential question, don't hesitate to give me a call. If you're looking, viewing us on Saturday morning, you can call my office at 713-667-1000, 713-667-1000. If I'm not in, you can leave a message for me and I will get back with you. You're here listening to the Real Estate Corner. We're here every Tuesday from 6:15 to 7:15. My guest in the studio is Miss Guillory, who is an expert on leasing. So let's talk a little bit about the worst thing. My business is not doing well. I'm having a hard time paying my rent. I've gotten behind in my rent. So what are my options, and what are my, what do I have any options? and more importantly,
yes, sir.
Do I have any rights? Okay.
Yeah, see, about that, there's the lease-based answer to your question.
Okay.
And then there's the Mishika without a microphone in her face answer to this question. Okay. I'm going to try. The answer I would give you behind the scenes and off this mic is, if you know you are having trouble, you need to get your things out of that building or suite right now. That's it. Because the lease document 9 times out of 10 says the following: to secure your behavior, to make sure that you perform the way this lease says you were going to perform. What that means is you were going to pay this rent the way you said you were going to pay it. You're going to let me hold all of your stuff. I can keep all of your stuff, and if I need to sell it to get my money back, I can do that too. Now that clause, usually in a maybe 60-page lease, you may find that somewhere around 30, page 30. Many people don't read that far back.
Right.
But it's there.
There, page 30. So you can lock me out of my space.
Yes.
I can come and try to put my key in, it doesn't work, and all my computers, all my office, all my records, I can't get them unless I pay you their money.
There you go. And it's called income producing, non-exempt personal property. The law says I get to keep that, and so did the lease.
Wow. So this is why I brought Misha here to talk about this, because a lot of us, we wait too late. We already know we're not going to make next month's rent, okay? And so
you wait till I lock you out.
Right, you wait till I lock out, and then you can't get it. So I'm sharing this with you because I want you to know, and I want you to understand why you should be listening and watching the Real Estate Corner every Tuesday and every Saturday morning, every Sunday night, because this is the type of information that we bring to you. The numbers again, 667-1000. Give me a call if you're looking to buy or sell real estate. My name is Shad Bogany. I work for Better Homes and Gardens Gary Green, and we're one of the top teams in the #1 company in the city. So when I tell you that Gary Green is the #1 company, I'm not just telling you this. That's the truth, and I've got stats and receipts to show you that they're #1 in every category in this city. Whether you're selling your home, whether you're buying a home, whether you're listing property, the volume of business that's being done, we are #1 in all those categories. Give us a call at 713-667-1000. Give me a call. We're one of their top teams. I'm in the Bel Air office. We are managed by the West Gray office, but our sales center is in Bel Air. But we work the whole city. Wherever you have house, we will travel. The numbers again, 713-667-1000. Misha, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, I want to talk to you about how do I go about picking a space.
Okay.
And so how do I determine where I'm going to set my business up? So do my leasing agent help me with that? How do I go about putting that together? We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with the Real Estate Corner. My name is Shad Bogdan. We're here every Tuesday from 6:15 to 7:15. We're going to take a quick break and be right back with the Real Estate Corner. Thinking about buying or selling, real estate can be a very complicated process. Finding one, how much can you afford? Get survey, put a home on the market, review the net sheets, taxes, advice on financing, homestead exemptions, advice on insurance, what kind of mortgage, inspections, considering offers, negotiations, submitting an offer, how good are the schools, down payment assistance, title insurance, home warranties, closing costs, final walkthrough. These are the pieces of the puzzle of home ownership. I'm the person who helps put it together and the glue that keeps it together. Give me a call, Shad Bogdan. Back to the Real Estate Corner. All our lines are open. You can reach us at 281-837-2222. If you've got a residential question, even though we're talking about leasing, that's okay. Give us a call. The numbers here are 281-837-2222. You can catch this show every Tuesday from 6:15 to 7:15. You can also listen online. If you're at work, go to www.realestatecorner.info, or you can catch us on Iconic TV every Saturday morning at 9 o'clock and Sunday evening at 8 o'clock. So don't watch Power. You be listening to my show here on Iconic TV. You can record Power. So you could do that. Guys, if you're looking for a protection plan for your family, and this is a protection plan that works for you. It has credit restoration, positive credit building, debt zero, smart credit, a credit attorney. They even offer you LifeLock. They've also got wills and trusts that they can help put together for you. A financial lockbox, RX discount, pharmacy discount cards, travel discounts, shopping portal. All you have to do is give these guys a call. This is FES Protection, great program. And if you want to know more about this program, all you have to do is just give these guys a call. It's only membership type. You can't pick and choose which route that you want to go. It's a membership program, and all you have to do is give them a call and let them know you heard it on the Real Estate Corner. And it's FES Protection Plan membership. Felicia Guitry and her group, they do an awesome job. And if you got credit issues, you need some help, you need to call these guys. The numbers here, if you want to call in tonight, is 281-837-2222. So let's talk a little bit about, Misha, I want to find a place to set up my business.
Yes.
And I don't really know. So does my leasing agent help me in that process if I'm wanting to lease space? Do they tell me, hey, this is a bad spot, I wouldn't be over here? So how does that work?
Okay, I wouldn't tell you to lean on your leasing agent's understanding. Property managers have a better grip on this one. So let me tell you what I do for my clients when we go to a property. First and foremost, is there a bar and grill there? If there is, then you need to get up out of bed at 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning and go see what the parking lot is looking like when this thing closes at night. Who is there? What's the crowd like? Is my space at jeopardy because there's all kinds of things and shenanigans happening in the parking lot? Other things you might want to consider that a leasing agent might not consider for you. Are there women running a business, like a daycare, for example, or a retail shop? This is where this is important. You go around the back of the building and you see if there's enough wall packs or lighting back there. See, when these women have to shut the shop down, when we go back into daylight savings in October, it's pitch black by 5:30 p.m. If they're taking out the trash at the end of the night, we're at risk back there. And there are things like that that you need to know to look for. If you're going to move into a strip center that's relatively new, am I surrounded by vacancy? People break in through vacant spaces because there are no alarms on them, and then they will go through the sheetrock to get to your occupied space and
Wow.
rob you. There's a lot of nuance when looking for a space. You'd
Okay.
be surprised.
So, if I was buying a building to set my business up, what would I do in that case? Does that commercial guy, does he have the ability to tell me traffic counts and all that good stuff?
Yes, you can, and you can even Google traffic counts. You'd be
Okay,
surprised.
really?
Yeah, TxDOT puts those numbers out for certain very busy corners in town.
Mm-hmm.
But you need to really know and understand the condition of the building. We talked a little bit, between
About the
ourselves.
AC?
Yes,
You might
sir.
want to ask them when's the last time that AC was replaced.
What is the roof looking like? What is the plumbing looking like? Older buildings have galvanized steel pipes running overhead, as opposed to PVC or CPVC. Galvanized steel rots from the inside out, so the next thing you know, you've got a pinhole, and then you've got a problem.
Okay.
So you need to understand a building before you just buy one.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. And Misha, I don't know if you can answer it, but I'm going to throw it out at you. Because a lot of our entrepreneurs are selling clothes, retail, they're doing everything. What's the best spot, office building or a strip center?
That depends on you, and you need to not go to a place that is familiar to you. You don't move into a strip center because I'm here every weekend. Where is your customer? If you're a retailer, you need to be around other retailers who sell what you sell. The bottom line, because if it's not at that one, then they'll come to you. But I have seen some people with dress shops and higher end shops in office buildings. It works for them. But you need to know your clientele. Do I need the foot traffic, or are private people, just privately, individually making appointments in my suite? So you have to know yourself.
Another question, parking. Okay.
Favorite.
Yeah, so how do I go about parking? Because I'm assuming if I got an office space over here, I got 4 or 5 spots here.
No, you don't. And it's even worse in retail. The retail lease will tell you you've got 10 parking spaces. The way this goes down in a person's head is the 10 in front of my suite are my parking spaces.
Right,
No,
right.
they are not.
Okay.
I said you have 10. There is a football field of parking spaces out there for you to choose from.
Okay.
So go get one of those. If you want spaces in front of your suite, you have to specify that in the lease. And I want you to be cautious of this. If you choose a suite that happens to be where the handicap accessible ramp is located, along with those parking spaces, you may not, for the entire term of your lease, have any customer pull up directly in front of your store.
Wow.
Because you can't use the spaces.
Wow. It's just unbelievable. See, guys, that's why I wanted to have her here in the studio with us, because I'm a residential guy. And even though I have some sense of how commercial business works, that's not my expertise. My expertise is making dreams come true in your residential, your lifestyle, not on your entrepreneurship side. Now, I could go over about commercial businesses by telling you all the mistakes I've made in leasing space. So I have had some experiences in here that I can talk about, but it made me realize the last space I negotiated, I had a guy in my office who did commercial leasing. I just turned it over to him. And said, you negotiate. This is your wheelhouse. And let him do it. And all I'm going to do is say yay and nay.
Okay.
So, and since you work here and you get paid here, I'm going to,
piece, right?
yeah,
Okay,
right.
okay.
I get to hold you accountable.
Yes.
Or turn your license back if you put me somewhere I didn't supposed to go. Numbers again, 281-837-2222. My name is Shad Boggin. I'm here with Miss Guillory. And how do they get in touch with you again if they have questions? And how do they sign up for your school? Because all these people are buying rental property and they think it's so easy, and it's really not.
It's not.
It can be profitable, but it'll only be profitable if you got the right toolbox in front of you and you have some knowledge.
Okay, so there's a couple places you can go. By phone, you can call me at 832-768-1711. Or go online, commercialleasing101.com is our website. You can contact me via email through that website.
All right. If somebody's listening to us and they're thinking about opening up a restaurant, where would you recommend they go as far as what things they should be looking for a restaurant open?
First and foremost, other restaurants. Do not be the Lone Ranger in the parking lot. You need
That's that synergy thing, right?
well, and it really is. You'd be surprised. People will go to this restaurant for happy hour, but they want dinner over there. People bar hop. They move around. So, and then how else would they see you if you're the only restaurant there, and they never go to that strip center? How would they ever see you?
Well, that's called real estate 101 when I was in school, that you don't want to be the only shoe store in the strip center or in the mall.
Yes.
You want bunches of shoe stores and strip centers, so don't be afraid of competition.
There you go.
Because I might want hamburger today, Mexican food tomorrow, soul food the next day. So you are so right about that. And when I was in college and when we were studying real estate, that was a big deal.
Yes.
You go where, don't be afraid of competition.
Now let me say this though. There's a little a catch to that.
Okay.
There are some businesses that cannot handle direct competition. Nail shops. There must only be one. That's it. I'm sorry. Dry cleaners. There can only be one. You cannot have two in the same strip center now. That's the problem. So some businesses can handle it. Some cannot. But restaurants need other restaurants, hands down.
Okay.
And then these are technical questions, but you might want to ask a landlord before you get in there, is gas available on this property? I have been at properties where gas is not available, and it is expensive to drag those lines from the street onto the property.
We're talking with Mish Gallery, and she'll answer to it. I understand that. She's here in the studio with us, and she's been a great guest, guys. I hope you're learning from this information. We've got to do a studio break, so I'm going to wait till we get ready to do that studio break, and we're going to talk a little bit before we take our ID. The numbers again, if you are interested in buying and selling, call me at 713-667-1000. That's 713-667-1000. I'm your realtor. I can help you buy and sell real estate. We're going to take a station break, ID break. Be right back with the Real Estate Corner. Thinking about buying or selling, real estate can be a very complicated process. Finding one, how much can you afford? Get survey, put a home on the market, review the net sheets, taxes, advice on financing, homestead exemptions, advice on insurance, what kind of mortgage, inspections, considering offers, negotiations, submitting an offer, how good are the schools, down payment assistance, title insurance, home warranties, closing costs, final walkthrough. These are the pieces of the puzzle of home ownership. I'm the person who helps put it together and the glue that keeps it together. Give me a call, Shad Bogany. Welcome back to the Real Estate Corner. I'm your host, Shad Bogany. My guest in the studio is Mish Guillory, and she's here in the studio sharing some leasing information with us. If you're a commercial business, you're thinking about, you're an entrepreneur thinking about leasing space, she's an expert on it. One thing that we did not talk about,
just one.
Yeah, it was just one thing that we didn't cover that I think is important in our last segment, and that is building out space.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, tell me how that works. How do I, strip center, office building, how does building out space when I am leasing something, and how much am I responsible for that?
It's an excellent question.
And in the second part of that question, do I get to pick the contractors to do that work?
See, this is, okay. Chad, we're traveling into so many areas. Okay, first and foremost, you do need to ask the landlord, will you contribute to me building out this space? Will you give me some money for it to look like I want it to look? If he or she says yes, the next question is, do I have to give it back to you? Sometimes they'll give you that money outright because you have a long enough lease, you have excellent credit, you've got another location. If you're a freshman in the business, they may give it to you, but then bill it back to you over time through the life of your lease. Now, as far as building out spaces and choosing contractors, if a landlord has his preferred contractors, that's great. They can get through the city or the county for permitting faster. However, you need to look at the markup. When they do the construction estimate, those markups can be as high as 18%. of original
Wow.
cost.
Okay.
So yeah, you need to know what you're getting into and negotiate that before you sign a lease, agreeing to let that landlord's contractors do the work.
Well, I can see right now that one of the most important things when you're negotiating a lease is sitting down with your leasing agent and you guys going over some things, sitting and laying a blueprint. You know, planning is so important before you get into something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just sitting down, planning things, understanding the lease, asking the right questions. If you go to her class, you'll be able to know the questions to ask the leasing agent. And don't go to the class thinking that you can do this on your own, okay?
No,
It's
no.
just giving you some knowledge, okay? Just because you have a baby doesn't mean that you know how to handle the baby or take care of the baby. You know, I got all these,
There you
some,
go.
you know, I try to bring it on home.
I like it.
Yeah, and so you need to learn how to take care of a baby. So when you go to her class, this gives you some idea. And because we have a lot of do-it-yourselfers out there. Entrepreneurs got this entrepreneur spirit. I can do anything. I can make this happen. I don't need a leasing agent. You know, I saw this on TV. I've been watching HGTV.
Stop that.
So,
No.
you know, or commercial. So, but there's a reason people have all those letters behind their names.
Yes.
And so, wanted to just reach out to you and really drive home. And you mentioned something on build out. If I've got another location, this is not my first rodeo, and I have great credit,
Right.
I can probably get them to do that for free.
They can probably do it for you. Absolutely.
But if I'm new in the business,
Well, with no experience.
no experience,
All you have is a business plan.
right?
Yeah. Unproven business plan. You might be on your own for that.
Okay. And the other thing that we might want to make sure that we talk about is that if I get a space that's already set up to do what I want to do, retail, restaurant, my next question is, what happened to the other restaurant? What happened to the other retail spot?
There you go.
Yeah, you know, I've got to ask those questions because everything is perfect, but why didn't they make it?
There you go. There are things people don't consider. For example, am I in the space that is behind the Chick-fil-A in front of me? If the Chick-fil-A is in front of my space, nobody can see me past the Chick-fil-A. That traffic count we mentioned before doesn't count.
Okay.
All the cars in the world could drive by. They're never going to see you.
Okay.
So am I behind a pad site? On top of that, did I have any marketing money? Sure, you got rent covered, but who knows you're there? You have to have your marketing dollars in place. It's almost as important as rent. So those are some of the things that come into play.
All right. Let me ask you this question. This is a big trend. They're in Austin. They're here. We're seeing people saying, the hell with the strip center. Let's do the truck thing. So is it anything a leasing agent can do? Can you lease me space in a parking lot? What's going on with all the restaurants and food trucks and things of that nature?
You can approach a landlord and ask him, can I lease a corner? Can I be in a corner in your parking lot? You absolutely can do that. You know who else does that with us? Cell towers.
Okay.
You ever notice cell phone towers in the back of a property? They actually pay for that little square footage that they use.
Okay.
We get a nice penny for that one, by the way.
Okay.
But you absolutely can ask to rent a corner of the parking lot.
Let me ask you another question. We had not talked about this. We had not talked about in a shopping center. And when I say shopping center, a mall, a kiosk. You've got those little whirly birds. You're selling makeup, all this stuff.
Right,
How does that work? And can a leasing agent represent me with the mall? And how does that work in the deal? I will tell you my experience. I did that out in First Colony Mall, and I couldn't wait to get out of there when that was up because you had to be there all night.
All the time.
All the time. So if they were open from 9 to 10,
Yes.
you had to be there 9 to 10
Yes.
occupying your space. So tell us a little bit about that. I thought it was a great idea.
There's no bathroom break in a
No,
kiosk.
no, it's
Someone
not.
must always be there. But you don't get away with anything. You're still paying a base rent. You're still paying a triple net rate. I mean, it doesn't change. Plus, in the Galleria, for example, Lord forgive me if they're listening, there is a makeup kiosk right in front of the Mac store. And every blessed time I'm going to the Mac store, these people stop me to try to sell me makeup. Boo, you see where I'm going. Why are you stopping me? Placement is important. You know, but then the next thing you know, you're surrounded by 20 other kiosks, and once again, nobody can see me. I mean, it's just, it's not always the best.
Wow. We've got JD on the line. Let's bring JD in. Hi, JD. JD has a question about buying homes. Hi. All right, we'll give that to you. Misha, give your
Ready?
number out.
It's 832-768-1711.
Are you working with the realtor in this process, or is this just a friend-to-friend deal? All right, you got a 700 credit score. All right, we're not gonna out the bank. Call me off the air, JD, and because if you bank at that bank and you got a 700 credit score and they're not loaning you money, you may need to move your accounts.
Amen.
And so that is the only way to deal with that. I don't understand why people bank places they can't loan money and got good credit. Call me off the air. And I'll probably put you in touch with somebody who can help you. My number is 713-667-1000. Give me a call off the air, and I will try to help you find a lender who can work with you. Because with a 700 credit score, and I'm sure Misha will agree, you shouldn't have any problem being able to borrow the money.
Exactly. I do.
Well, one thing I would share with you, JD, it might be the loan officer who is doing the deal with you. They may be inexperienced. You don't get the best loan officers at banks because they're in a retail. They're not going out searching for business. Business comes in looking for them. And so it's retail, so it's a little bit easier deal. So give me a call off the air, and I'll try to put you in touch with somebody who can help you. My number again is 713-667-1000. There are a lot of JDs out there who are listening to me and have this problem, and you're still banking at the same bank. I don't understand it. So JD, call me off the air and I'll give you somebody that may be able to help you, okay? Thank you for listening too. I appreciate you listening to the show. All righty, numbers here again, 281-837-2222. We've got a few more minutes left in the show. Give us a call. The numbers again are 281-837-2222. I'm going to turn this over to Misha, who has a lot of broadcast experience. She's done radio, she's done TV. Have we missed anything?
Yes.
Okay, let me
Oh my God.
I'm going to turn it over to you. I've been talking enough.
Yeah, half the show we said there's one more thing I didn't ask you, and that's about 5,000 things you didn't ask me. But
Okay.
Here's something that's big. If you're going to move to a property that has a major user of water, like a laundromat,
Okay.
or a restaurant, what you want to ask the landlord is that particular tenant sub-metered? Are you counting up the gallons of water they're using, or is everybody sharing the water bill equally around here? Because see, the laundromat's using more, so why am I paying for their water bill? You want to make sure that they are isolated, and then you're paying for your share of the water bill. So sub-metering is a big deal. You need to also ask the landlord to share the costs to replace or repair the air conditioning if you've told the landlord, I'm not going to renew my lease. That way you are not paying $5,000, $6,000, $10,000 for air conditioning you got to walk away from in 6 months. There are so many things.
So when we're getting ready to renew my lease, that's when I bring that in on that end.
If you're not going to renew, you need to do this before you even get into the space. The clause should say something like, if I have given you notice that I'm not going to renew and I'm not going to stay, and the air conditioning should stop working or need repair, you're going to do it, Mr. Landlord. Why would I invest in fixing or replacing air conditioning when I just told you I'm gone in 5 more months?
So we're peeling the onion back again, and
go.
that's another trick. What's some more tricks?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, now this one will require a direct phone call to me, but it is in a office building tenant's best interest to find out if a building was affected by disaster. So if you were affected by Hurricane Harvey, Hurricane Ike, the 2016 tax day floods, and you have a lease that goes by a base year and not triple nets, there's a little secret we have that will, I hate to say this, leave the landlord without any operating expense reimbursement and you without an operating expense bill.
Okay.
I can help you sneak out of a bill.
All right. What about insurance? What kind of insurance should I have if I'm leasing space?
The landlord's going to tell you you have to have liability insurance to cover, trip and falls and damage in your space. I'm going to tell you, go get some business interruption insurance. The only tenants I've ever had that survived Ike and the 2016 tax day floods and Harvey were people who were covered by business interruption insurance. That's the one that says, let me pay you as if you did business for that particular day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Numbers again, 281-837-2222. We just got a few more minutes. I know you're driving home, probably stuck in traffic. We've got Misha Guillory here. Misha, give your phone number out and go through you have several businesses. Like I said, you do quite a bit. And when is the Isaiah Factor on?
Okay, let's give Isaiah some love. I love Isaiah Carey. He's on Fox 26, 10:30, Monday through Friday.
Okay.
And then you can reach me by calling 832-768-1711. Or you can go through theguillerygroup.com. And if that's too hard to spell, then you can go through commercialleasing101.com. Just use the contact us form and the email will come straight to me.
And the other thing, if you are a realtor out there or realtors, and you are wanting to get in commercial business, you might want to take her class. How do they get your class if they want to learn more about leasing?
I teach all over the place. I teach, but you know what? The October schedule is already up. It's the September and October schedule is already up on commercialleasing101.com. Just register. You can even go through the Texas Association of Realtors to take my classes, the Houston Association of Realtors, or my school. But I can help you get to the classroom, period. I can help you get there.
Okay.
Yeah, just call.
We've been talking with Ms. Guillory. She's been our studio audience, studio guest tonight. And I really appreciate you coming in and spending some time and brightening up this studio and helping us out. Guys, you can catch us on Iconic TV every Saturday morning at 9 o'clock. You can also catch us on Sunday night at 8 p.m. Iconic TV is digital TV. I will tell you, most of you probably do have it if you don't have cable or satellite. But look up Iconic. They've got so much programming going on there, and it's a great. I am so happy to be with them. Also, you can catch me here every Tuesday from 6:15 to 7:15 if you're driving home and you want to listen to a little gospel of real estate. I'm spreading it, I'm preaching it. I'm telling you, the rules don't change. You just have somebody that needs to be straight up with you, and that's what we try to do with this show. If you're looking to buy or sell, go to give us a call at 713-667-1000, and please go to our website, www.theshadboganyteam.com. It is the best site on the market. It is the best. It is good. It is fantastic.
All right.
Go to our website, www.shadboganyteam.com. I want to once again thank Jermaine for producing the show and Iconic TV. We'll see you next week on The Real Estate Club. Thinking about buying or selling? Real estate can be a very complicated process. Finding one, how much can you afford? Get survey, put a home on the market, review the net sheets, taxes, advice on financing, homestead exemptions, advice on insurance, what kind of mortgage, inspections, considering offers, negotiations, submitting an offer, how good are the schools, down payment assistance, title insurance, home warranties, closing costs, final walkthrough. These are the pieces of the puzzle of home ownership. I'm the person who helps put it together and the glue that keeps it together. Give me a call, Shad Bogany.